What's up, you guys? So, it's gonna be another channel message. So, I did one, I think I did one early this week, if I'm not mistaken. I had to starve my face first before I came on this live, so I wanted to eat. So I did my happy hours. So I wanted to replenish my energy and then come back and then scarf my face and eat my pasta and then come back. So I wrote down some notes. You guys know, you guys are getting a whole bunch of treats. You guys, the love reading treats. You guys are getting a whole bunch of treats from me this week. I see. I know not everybody is into love. Like, oh, who gives a fuck? Like, oh my god, talk about something else. Um, you're a shapeshifter. There's a lot of people that are shapeshifters. Everybody is, something. Um, so what I was gonna say was I had channeled a message, you guys, about the message. Basically, what I got. You guys know I'm an all over the place type of person. I might sound like I'm always rambling because I'm just going with what's coming through. But I had to test the spirit first because, like, when I get certain channelings, I want to make sure that it's not just something personal for me, not for the collective. Number two, I want to make sure that it's coming from a sound place. Because, like, it's one thing. Because some of these messages, you'd be like, oh, it's too good to be true. Or if I'm sharing it with collective, oh, I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. So let me not share this message with people because I know how it feels to watch readings and be like, um, oh, I thought that this was going to happen. I thought this person was going to do this and say this and do that. And I have to remember that in the past, like some of the people that I was thinking, I have a peppermint stuck in my mouth. The people that I was thinking was my quote unquote one or whatever, I thought that, they were my one. And when I would watch certain readings, I'd be like, oh, that person lied to me. That reader lied, got my hopes up. But it could be one or two things that some readers do like to feed people with the false sense of hope because they know it gets a lot of subscribers and it gets a lot of views. And number two, um, maybe it was true, but I was projecting that desire onto a person that was not the one. So that's why it never came to pass. So anytime I deliver messages about love and like, oh, this is gonna happen, I want to make sure that I'm not one of those people that come on here giving false hope to people. You'll know if it comes to pass because it'll happen, and if it doesn't at any time, I'm not into time frames either. But if it comes to pass, it comes to pass, and if it doesn't, maybe that's not it. So I received a channeling earlier today. It's usually when I'm not like thinking about anything. I'm just like in a clear space, clear mind, and it'll just come over me, or I'm in a shower or something, and it'll just like integrate, come through. So I pulled some cards, of course, and I asked Spirit, what is this energy? Because I want to make sure that this is right. So I'll get into it. The message I got was, I like to discern the different energies between masculine and feminine. Um, the masculine energy is coming to the divine feminine to share their feelings and their emotions. So even if you're in contact with this person or not, there's something that they want to express. There's something that they want to say to you. Okay? And something they want to express and something they want to say to you. And if you're feminine energy, you will have something to say as well. It's not going to be something that somebody comes to you, expresses their feelings, and then you don't feel the same, or they don't feel the same if you're expressing it. This is a two-way street. Like, you're going to find that this person feels the same way about you as you feel about them or about something. So say, for instance, for some of you guys are already in a bond with someone. This is not a twin flame reading, you guys. Like, I don't like to label stuff. This can resonate with anybody that's in a situation. I just like to separate the energies, feminine and masculine, okay? Masculine and feminine could be male or female, does not matter, okay? It's an energy. So whoever is the most like of the masculine energy, that person is going to be the one to express their feelings and their emotions first. Feminine energy is going to also express their emotions as well. It's going to be like, say for instance, this person expresses to you that they're in love with you or that they love you, and you guys have never expressed those feelings to each other before. The other person is going to reciprocate by telling them the same. It's not going to be someone confessing their love to you or you confessing your love to someone and it's not reciprocated. That's not this energy. What I channeled very specifically was two people that feel the same. Like it's finally like something that both people needed to get off their chest. Okay. Another thing that I was picking up too, that there cannot be any falseness, no ego, no masks, nothing. No falseness is what I wrote down exactly. No falseness. Okay. No hiding behind your fears, your insecurities, your doubts, wondering what the other person is going to say or think. On both ends, this goes for both parties. Um, but you have to come wholeheartedly, and that's what I'm getting. Like, you're not going to get anywhere with hiding behind your fears and insecurities, fears of rejection, or whatever. Another thing I wrote down was the feminine energy finally gets to express their truth as well. So this is like completely revealing whatever needs to be revealed. So it's going to be different for everybody. It's not going to be the same type of expression or confession, whatever. But it's like similar. Like they're both finally like expressing everything. I visualize the masculine energy like frustrated and like writing or typing out a message and then like saying fuck it and like stopping what they were doing. But it's because it's not the right time yet. But when it's the right time, the message or the words are going to flow because it's like fuck it, because there's no mask. Like you're not premeditating what you're thinking and what you're feeling and what you should say. It's like it comes straight from the heart. So whether it's a phone call, whether it's a text message, whether it's email, whether it's whatever, it's going to be completely no filter. Also, another thing too is like I've noticed with some people that I don't like to call people that book readings with me and stuff as clients, especially ones that have been booking with me for years and stuff like that. I call them more so my supporters, you know, some of them my sisters and some of them my brothers. So I don't like to just refer to them as clients, like, you know, even though that's what it is professionally, they're my clients, but really they're my supporters. Anybody that's put into my readings and sold into me and like believed in me. But some of them, one in particular, I don't want to like tell people's business, so I'm just being careful of how I state this. But she had a situation where this guy had hit her up. I don't really want to get too much. I'm trying to like not disclose too much of her personal business, but basically this person created a fake account and she knew it was them, but she was like, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I should play along with this or should I just let go. And I read for her and I was like, I feel like it's this person. I feel like Spirit's telling you just to kind of go with it, but still be honest and be real with it. And eventually the person revealed that it was them. You know, they came out and said, yeah, you know, because at first they didn't want to admit it. I'm not condoning this at all, but that's her story. So I feel like it's a heads up to some of you. One of my sisters, same thing. I feel like when that starts to happen, even if it's that person or not that person, take that as a sign. Because I feel like also some of, like another thing Spirit's bringing up is like private numbers calling you out of nowhere. Random people texting you that you don't know who they are. People calling and hanging up. Like those could be signs of that, because I feel like that's like someone pussyfooting around or someone afraid, whatever, to approach you or whatever the case may be. Or you could be doing this to somebody else. But that is a sign that for you on the opposite end that's going to receive this, that's what's happening. Another sign I'm getting too, is people confessing their interest in you, their lust in you, their love for you, but you don't feel the same. So that's a sign that you're on the right track. Because sometimes it gets frustrating. Like, I'd be like, why the fuck? Like, oh my God, like, why? What the fuck do y'all want? Like, what do you guys like? What like? It's always something. Someone's always gonna be expressing their interest in you, and it's not like a bad thing. Like, I guess you could take it as a flattering thing, but you're gonna get some of that. Like, exes hitting you up, talking about how they miss you, or just trying to make conversation. Exes hitting you up for booty calls and all this shit. Like, that could be for some of you. That's just what I channeled, and I wrote everything that I picked up down. That is a sign that this specific person is going to hit you up. Now, if you're on the opposite end where you're the one that feels led, if you're this masculine energy that feels led to reach out, um, I didn't channel too much like where I wrote it down because I'm on the opposite end speaking to mostly feminine energy, so I'm channeling from their perspective. But if you're a masculine energy, I feel like you're getting a lot of triggers. I feel like your lesson is because there's a lesson in this for both parties. For the masculine energy, your lesson is to face your fear of rejection. You're what's up, Ilani? You have to come through with your fear of rejection. Um, whatever other fears you have to face, inadequacy, whatever your fear is, that is your lesson with this feminine energy. Your lesson with this is to stand in your power because it's very easily to just take breadcrumbs. Even if it's not from the person that you're asking about, it's very easy to be like, oh, I should just fuck with my ex because they want me. Or this person is interested in me. Oh, I should just fuck with them because I can't wait anymore. Or, um, like one of my clients, like easily like just allowing this person to just play these games with you and not do that. That's happened to me a few times before too. I can't say that any of these people are quote unquote my masculine and all of that, whatever, because I'm single, so I can't really, I'm not gonna be like, oh, my mask, because I'm not. I don't get into all the twin flame stuff like that. So I'm just whatever about it. Basically, I'm just, whatever. So, but I have had people hit me up and stuff and all of that, and they just be like, "What the fuck do you want?" Or other people coming as they are, but like stating their interest, and I've told them 1,000 times to fuck off. Basically, not in a rude way, because I'm generally cool in the beginning and state I'm not interested. Leave me alone in a nice way, and then again they still come at it, and I have to block motherfuckers and sometimes cuss people out because they don't get it. Um, but I understand it comes with the territory. People just automatically feel like because they have an infatuation or attraction towards somebody and the spiritual shit, getting too caught up in these quote unquote divine connections, they automatically just feel like you're their soulmate or their twin flame and shit. But you gotta shut niggas down. Yeah, I said it. Um, so it's happened before. You have to use your discernment too, you guys. But like I said, if you feel like it's your person calling you from fake numbers or texting you from fake numbers, making fake accounts to hit you up and stuff, you still gotta put your foot down. Unless you feel led to, um, speak your piece and speak your truth. You have to, like, it's only right that you do that. But if you're doing this to somebody else, you have to make up in your own mind that you're ready to do this because obviously you're doing that because you're really not ready. I don't know. That's just what I'm picking up. But um I feel like it's going to happen for some of you very soon, especially if this is happening to you, like these things that I picked up. It's gonna happen, especially if you've been feeling like it. Like it's gonna be contact coming to you. Like spirit gives me messages to share with collective for a reason, and I've learned not to sit on them because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I don't want to get nobody's hopes up, or I'm not like a twin flamer. I don't want to be those type of people that, oh, this is gonna happen. Your masculines are coming back. I don't want to be that person. But I also believe that I'm a powerful manifester. So even if like there's stagnancy in somebody's connection, or there is a true connection, that I can help you manifest it. Get it rolling, get it popping. But yeah, I'm just here to help, and I don't want anybody to like get their hopes up. So this is a mutual thing. I don't feed into that. I'm very careful about that because I've been through it on both ends. I've been the one delusional, and I've had other people on the other end being delusional, thinking that I was there, and I'm like, what the fuck you getting that from? And I was the one that was all like thinking something that it wasn't. So I don't want to do that to nobody. So that's why I'm very clear. Like I know the difference now between a true connection versus delusional. Delusional rapport with the divine. I know the difference. So if it's not a mutual situation, then it's not that, okay? You can tell the difference, okay? Some people are so narcissistic that they feed into your delusions and they feed into your desire for them, that they'll play along with you and have you falling into their trap but have no intentions on going there with you. That's happened to me before. So that's why I try to like put my foot down when people come to me with that shit, and I'd be like, no, it's not what it is. Like, I'm not even gonna let you feed into that because I haven't done anything in my knowledge that made you believe that that's what that was. So let's shut it down right now. No, it's not what that is. But I just want to help people because I feel like it's very easy to get misled. Especially, oh, I saw a sign. Well, because I see Brandon's name everywhere, then that means we must be together. No, it doesn't mean that. Like, use your discernment. It doesn't always mean that. Ask spirit why you're seeing this motherfucker's name everywhere. Like, discern, test the spirit. Is it you manifesting it? Make sure, like, you gotta ask spirit these questions. You gotta ask. Oh, I had a dream about Brandon. Do you think about the motherfucker 24/7? I have a cousin named Brandon, so I don't know. I don't know why I even use that. It's a little awkward. But why? Oh, I thought about Michelle today. So. But anyway, and on top of that, we could just be kindred spirits. You know what I mean? Please test the energy, you guys, because I've been there, done that. And I don't want anybody else to do that. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be funny and humorous at the same time because I don't want to like hurt people's feelings, and I know I might trigger people because of my delivery. I'm just trying to, you know, lighten the mood a little bit, but at the same time drop some jewels and some gems, okay? Anyway, I don't know. I don't bite, you guys, I promise. I do bite in a good way, but I don't bite in a bad way. I'm not mean like that. You know, I just don't like people fucking with me. I just don't like that. Don't fuck with me, okay? I have every right not for nobody to fuck with my energy bubble, okay? So, yes. Another thing I'm getting as well, some of you, it's frustrating waiting on somebody to say something or to just finally just be honest with you. It's triggering, it's annoying, and for some of you on the opposite end, you might be frustrated, like, fuck, I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to say? Oh, look, I'm running out of time. But the thing is like, the running out of time, that is your ego feeling that way. And the rushing on the opposite person's end, that is your ego as well. So the cards I pulled was the Ace of Swords. This is like communication. This is divine communication. But the thing is, it's divinely led, right? So you'll know if it's time for you to communicate if you're a divine masculine, because I'm seeing a divine masculine that's very, very annoyed, very triggered, maybe just carrying this heavy weight and this energy and wanting to say something but not knowing how. Like, it's very frustrating. You got the moon and you got the tower. I also feel like there's a little bit of intimidation with this Queen of Wands. Like, the Queen of Wands doesn't have to be a fire sign feminine, but this feminine energy could come across as a little bit independent or very dynamic, or you feel a little bit intimidated to approach them, whether you feel like they're attractive, whether you feel like they're very spiritual, very powerful, or they have suitors, or whatever the case may be. Three of Wands is like anticipating the right moment, the right time to move forward. For some of you, it's going to be in like one of the next moon phases, but this is not for everybody. Like, spirit does not give me predictions of timing unless it actually comes to me. I don't pull it out of my ass. Spirit brings it to me. Like, I don't like asking spirit, oh, when is something going to happen all the time, because some things are not set in stone. But if it comes to me naturally, I'll bring it up. I feel like for some of you, this is like a moon phase or like a full moon or a new moon. This is Pisces. I don't know if we already had a Pisces moon yet or full moon. For some of you, it will be a Pisces moon or full moon. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to come out of nowhere. You're going to be shocked. The person that's delivering the message is going to be led to send it. It's not going to be something that they control or force themselves to do, or you, if you're a feminine energy, forcing them or controlling them to do it. Some feminine energies, maybe you might be the opposite. You might be the one to be the deliverer of the message, whereas the masculine is being the recipient and the one that's going to meet you in the middle and express their emotions. But I feel for majority of this group that I'm talking to, masculines are going to be the ones to initiate whatever this message is or expressing whatever they need to express. Feminine's going to meet them in the middle. So this is not going to be one of those things. Listen, you guys. It's not going to be one of those things where someone expresses something and the other person is like, skirt. I don't feel the same way. It's not going to be that. This is going to be like expressing all of your feelings, and it's going to come out. Like all of the emotions, this person's emotions is going to come out. It's going to be expressed. It's going to be shared. Okay? That's the beauty of this message. If you're too afraid to swim, then you're not that deep. But if you're not afraid to swim and really feel into this energy with no filter, no emotion, then that's, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much what I was picking up. Yeah, because I was in the bathroom too. Like I was showering. Like I said, I be getting messages when I'm in the shower too. And I was in the shower and I seen a vision of this masculine writing something out. It kind of reminds me of the card. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this deck, but the Sexual Magic Tarot deck. I think it's like one of the cup cards, like Page of Cups, Knave of Cups, one of them. And this man is writing a letter, and he's like, all these other letters are crumpled up because he's frustrated. Like the words can't come out right. That's the vision I saw. That's what I got. So this person is like doing everything that they can to like reach out to you, and it's not working. Because what Spirit is saying, you have to come with truth. Both parties, you cannot do that. Like you cannot. Okay? You can't hide it yourself. You can't be afraid to express yourself or your truth. If you're not ready, you're not ready. Therefore, the other person is not ready to express their truth. So, yeah, be very discerning, okay? Just be very discerning, because this is like, it happens. Sometimes I feel like Spirit makes me go through things, not necessarily saying that this is something that I've gone through, like, oh, my masculine said this to me and this happened. Like, no. Like, Spirit makes me go through, like, weird shit so I can share this with people, like, to discern the energies, because, like, I go through sometimes, like, certain things, and then, so I can share it with people. So, yeah. And also take it as a good sign too. Like, even if it's not your quote unquote masculine, or maybe even feminine for some of you that are like this masculine energy that's dealing with this feminine that's like, I don't know, iffy, wishy-washy. And that's very few. I've only met a couple of masculine energies that have dealt with a feminine energy that was very wishy-washy, like in and out of their life and stuff. It's not common, but it is what it is. What was I gonna say? Even if it is, oh, this is what I was gonna say. Even if it is or it isn't your masculine, take it as a sign that you're close. Because if like people are, and my sister said this to me today, because I'm like, why do these ninjas? I don't want to say the N word again. But why are these ninjas always coming at me talking about this and that? Like why can't I have like somebody that I want coming at me? Like when's that gonna happen? Why is it gotta be some bullshit all the time? Why is it always gotta be somebody I don't want, all obsessed or infatuated? And of course that's my pessimistic mind, because who knows? Like it could be that, but I don't know. Who knows? I don't give a fuck. But anyway, the point is, she said something that stood out to me. She said something that stood out to me. She was like, I take that as a good sign. Like that's a good sign. Like it's going to happen for you soon. It's going to manifest soon. And then later on today, I channeled this message. But I didn't take this as a message for me per se, because like I said, I can't really say I have a divine masculine. Like I can't really confirm or deny that. I don't know. But I'm just helping people on their journey at this point. Like, I'm just kind of like, whatever. I'm just helping people. Because I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is for you. This is a message for y'all. Because if it was for me, I wouldn't have been sharing it. So, um, yeah. That's pretty much it, you guys. I know this is like a weird way to give a channel message because I probably sound like I'm just talking and I'm just crazy, but yeah. Try to lighten the mood, you guys. I don't want to be so serious and so like love and light and oh, stiff and boring. Stiff is my wig. I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be as, you know what I mean? Yeah, this wig is stiff. I'll never wear this shit again. But yeah, I wanted to try something different. I wanted to try like a different color on me, but I don't like this shit. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have questions. I'll leave questions open for you guys. Not pulling card questions. If you guys just have general questions about something, maybe I've been through it. Maybe I can help you. I don't know. But let me know. I'll leave questions open because this was kind of weird. I'm just going with the flow. How Spirit does it. It's going with the flow. Yeah. Because that was interesting. Wait a minute, Eli. How do you work there when you're on a borderline? How do you work through borderline? I feel like you're a delusion where you actually have connection. Okay, I'm stubborn. I say this because I have to be careful. Like this is like me. I'm borderline too practical, too logical. I don't like to be in the delusional end of things anymore because I know what that feels like. But I also know that how interactions work. So I would say like your situation is different because you have people to vouch that this person like be like eyeing you like smiling and shit at you when you don't notice. You actually have people to like say that because they see it, and I've seen the person do it to you before too. So I don't know how you could think you're delusional. Delusionalist to me is like someone that's like, you're my twin flame, and the other person's like, where the fuck did you get that from? Like, where are you getting that from? Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's a lot of layers to this. I feel like Spirit's not going to tell you something to play you. A lot of times it's us doing it. Like we want things to go a certain way, and Spirit is like, okay, I'll let you be stupid, I guess. If that means you're gonna learn the lesson. Not in that light. Like Spirit's not gonna do that, like say that. But if it serves a lesson, then I feel like Spirit will allow certain things to happen. But Spirit's not gonna like play you and tell you like, oh, this is your person and the other person doesn't know. Like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Too many stories I've heard of people saying like immediately like the person knew, the guy knew, the woman or whatever knew that that was their husband or that was their wife or whatever, their twin, whatever. Never have you heard somebody be like, oh, he was my husband, but he's just delusional. He's in denial. Like, no, what the fuck? Like, no, that's not how it works. Like, it's not gonna be something like it's never. That's torture. God will, in my eyes, my connection and belief with God is God will never do that to you. Like, fuck with you and be like, this is your person, but the other person doesn't want it to. Like, that's torture to a person's heart. That's us doing that to ourselves. Like, that's us. Like, I know for a fact that I planted that seed in myself to believe it, whether I wanted to believe that because I wanted that type of energy, that type of connection so bad that when I felt in a connection to someone, or maybe even infatuation, or if it was lust or whatever in my woundedness, I put that on that person, even though everything showed me and everything in me told me that that was not the deal. Like, that was not it. There's a difference. Spirit supports this on both ends. It's not like two people like or one person all in it and this other person is just like dumb stupid. I don't believe that. You got to think about it. Spirit, like somebody like whoever wants to debate me on this, you can tell me why spirit would do that to a person. Like why would God or the universe like do you like that? Because that's grimy in my opinion to be like this is your twin flame or your soulmate. You're gonna marry this person, but this person is like, no, I'm not trying to get married. No, I'm gonna fuck these hoes over here. You know, girl, baby girl. You know, do you? You know, no. Like I don't believe God is ever gonna do that to you. Never. I do believe, however, that there's timing involved where people cannot be together at a certain time, but that doesn't mean that both parties are not wanting to be together. Like, there's a difference in energy. You can tell when a person is stringing you along or when you're stringing your own damn self along, but I don't believe this. I don't. Because I've been through it. I know people that have been through it, and I know people that think they've been in a relationship. And I'm on my side of things, I'm like, where are you getting that from? Like, where are you getting that from? I don't know. Where are you getting it from? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Because I know how I get. My imagination is very vivid and it runs very rapid sometimes. And I have to be careful, like, not to the point where I get crazy, but like, it gets to a point where I'm like too much of a hopeless romantic and I can feel shit very deeply. And a lot of the energy, that the intensity that I'm feeling is not even being in exchange, it's in me. Like I'm feeling all this emotion, all this intensity, and I'm just projecting it onto another person and it's making me think that it's something when it's really not. But I feel like when you can surpass an infatuation of a person and the ideal of a person and you really love that person so much so that it's unconditional. It has nothing to do with what you want at the end of the day because it's not about just you. It's not about just the person. It's a purpose to it. A lot of people just in it because of the infatuation and the desire to have a person or desire of that person that they're not connected to the God particle of the connection, the third energy in it. They're not even connected to that. They're not even connected to that. They just want to like obtain and just have you and it just be all about this romantic shit. Like that's why I say a lot of people are not really in divine counterpartships because they don't even know what unconditional love is. They don't even know what that means. They don't even know how to express unconditional love. And another thing that I test every spirit because I'm like, God, because I was wounded at this time. I was like, maybe I am delusional because this person was like telling me that um, he wants to be with me and I'm his twin. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is this? Like, I never talked to you. Like, not to say that you can't have that interaction because I've had some crazy interactions where I never met a person in the physical, but there's an interaction that's happening, but it's a mutual exchange. It's not just one-sided. But I'm like, what is this person getting this from? And on top of that, I told them that I don't feel comfortable with this. Like, can you stop? And I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe I'm crazy. And then Spirit showed me, this person really, if that's really what that is, just watch their behavior. This person was calling me a bitch, calling me a demon, a devil, whatever, all kind of fucking crazy shit. Like, and then this other situation with this girl that I befriended that when I cut the friendship off because it was getting a little borderline weird and she was, you know, getting a little weird. Because I don't fuck with women, so I thought that was weird. And she started getting a little crazy and I cut her off and she was like, oh, you can't do that because this is a mutual friendship, so you can't do this, and started gaslighting me. And that's how I'm like, no, it will never be that. Never, ever, 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 ever. It's an unconditional love. And if you don't have that, 9 times out of 10, it's not what you're in. You're not in the divine counterpartship. I'm sorry. If you exclude the divine aspect of it, the spiritual aspect, whether you believe in God or not, but the spiritual aspect, the higher aspect of your connection and your purpose, that person's purpose and that connection, that there is something in it other than just you wanting to fuck on somebody and, oh, this is my man or this is my twin, my woman. Other than that, then it's probably not what that is. Probably not. I don't know. Delusion versus true connection. Yeah, I kind of went on a tangent, but I needed to say that. Like, spirit, like I said, I go through things so that I could share it. Like, I don't feel like spirit just does nothing for nothing. And I used to think God was so cruel to be like, oh, that was your twin, but, you know, you're stupid and you don't deserve it. And no, it was like, you know what? That was a lesson. You wanted it to be that. God didn't tell you that. And if another reader told you that, they probably weren't connecting with divine spirit, or they were just telling you some shit to get your money. But I had to learn that lesson on my own. I had to learn that on my own. Because I was very codependent and I was obsessed with this whole twin flame shit. Like it was really like weird. But anything that I know that comes from the Most High God will be something beautiful. And I will never block a divine blessing, even in my ignorance, even in my ego. I'll never block it. If it's meant to be, it will be. That's how I see it. No matter how much I would want something or whatever, or another person will want something, if it's meant to be, it's going to happen. And another thing that I've learned too is I'm never going to convince somebody that they're supposed to be with me. If I got to do all that, motherfucker, you ain't for me. Like, and if you got to do that, then that means we're not meant to be together. Like, you don't have to convince. That's another thing about a divine connection. It's something that is felt on a soul level. And a lot of people don't even know what spirit is and what soul is, so you don't really have a concept of what that means, because people are operating off of their lower chakras and their desires and their fight or flight and just wanting to feed that, but haven't even reached the heart chakra to even feel a true connection with a heart-to-heart connection with someone, to even identify that. And in order to do that, you have to know who you are in your own soul to recognize another person that matches your soul. But if you're still all up in your ego and all of that, and your woundedness and your fear-based energies overruling this and this, your third eye, your crown, and you can't communicate purely and authentically, you most likely have not met your person yet. It's a soul connection. It's not something about the physical. Okay, that's why a lot of people that are in true soul connections, they resonate with people that are not the most attractive. Not to say that people that are attractive can't be in true soul connections, but it was like, it's something that, it's the opposite of something. It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be what you're used to. It's going to push you out of yourself, because it's not about the physical. It's not about how much you have, what you look like, what you did in the past. None of that's going to matter. None of that matters. It's a soul recognition. And a lot of people think they have that because they're infatuated with a person. That's not your soul. That's your dick or your pussy or whatever. It's not that. And it's okay, because, you know, you got to have the lower chakras activated too in that. And it's not to say you're not going to be attracted or you don't want to have that person. But if you're caught up in your lower vibrational energy, you're not able to come up higher. It's not that. And to those, like, quote unquote divine feminines with divine masculine, oh, fuck him or fuck them. I don't like, oh, well, forget them. Oh, I'm just gonna move on. Oh, I can't do this no more. Oh, whatever. I can't stand him. Fuck him. He didn't want to be with me. I'm just gonna move on. Like, if that's how it is, maybe that's not your one, because it's unconditional love. Like, if you're not ready, I don't want you to step to me if you're not ready. And I don't want to just want you to come into my life knowing that I'm not ready either. Like, you know, I'd rather be whole within myself enough to even embrace something like that, to even be able to handle a connection like this, rather than just want it because my ego wants it, because I don't like being single, or whatever, or I want some dick at night or something, whatever, I don't know. Or, oh, I think I'm too old and I should be married now, or I should have this. Like, I had to balance those energies out. Like, I'm gonna be real with myself, you know, you're not really ready yet. You're still healing. You're still healing. So, you gotta be real. Yeah. I mean, it's okay to admire a person. I know what it feels like. Like, oh my gosh, like, oh my god, like, it's okay. I feel like everything is with a balance. Like, you can't beat yourself up for what you feel. But just test the energy. Like, where is it coming from? And sometimes, even with your divine counterpart, like, there might be codependency. I feel that's normal. We're still human at the end of the day. But I don't know. I be having like deep conversations, and some of the conversations I be having, like, it wakes me up to things like what would we do if we didn't have verbal language? Like, because I feel like spirit speaks to us in numbers. I feel like spirit speaks to us through music. I feel like we can communicate with each other through these forms and messages. And another thing that I've learned too is like social media is like symbols and telepathy, like on a whole nother level. Like, I don't know if you guys notice that. Like, I'd be like looking at certain people's posts. I'd be like, these motherfuckers is sending out messages and shit. Like, I might not get it to its full capacity because it's not directed towards me. But I look at certain people's symbols that they put, and I don't know if people know, like, anything with symbols, even emojis, are spells. I don't know if y'all know that, but they are. Like, when I use certain emojis, I set intentions with those emojis. I don't just be posting emojis just because, like, oh, it looks cute. There are intentions in my emojis. But I feel like certain people might not even know what they're doing, but I notice like people are communicating with each other through social media. And I remember like people used to say like, well, why are you taking subliminal shots at me? Because it's an energy that's being exchanged. So it's not always about the verbal communication. So if you're in a divine connection, divine partnership, that's another thing that's very telling as well. Like, can you guys communicate without verbal communication? And sometimes it's tricky with the telepathy thing because like sometimes we think we're like, you gotta be careful with that too. But if spirit shows you, this is another thing, and I'm gonna tell you how I know this is real. I have telepathic communications with my sisters all the time, whether they know it or not. I'll be like, oh, I thought about this. I thought about her, or I heard her say something, and then they'll call me. That's a sign that you were really telepathically communicating with that person. Sometimes we think things and it's all in our head, but if we could validate it, then yeah. Um, I know this to be true. I know this to be true. I know this for a fact that this is true because I've experienced it with people, and you can do this with anybody. But if you're in a divine counterpartship, I feel like you guys are connected on so many different levels that you guys can communicate with each other on different levels and not just verbally communicate, but in a way that you know you're communicating. You're not in denial about that. There's no confusion about that. Like, spirit's always gonna show you. That's another thing. Like, spirit's not gonna do you like that. If you're coming from a pure place in your heart and you're doing things from a pure intention and you're connected with source, spirit's gonna show you if you're in alignment or not. If you are doing things that are not in alignment, spirit's not going to back that shit up. That's just you and your own ego. What I mean by that is, let's say for instance for me, I'll use my wounded Chinoa when I thought, oh, this is my twin flame. I'll use that as an example. Where I thought this person was just like, oh, he's not ready yet and he wants to be with me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to do this and wait around. What happened? Like, it's just things that spirit will show you that, like, no, that's not true, Chinoa. Like, that was a desire of yours. Like, nothing, spirit never validated that. Like, that never was confirmed. That was your own ego. So I'm learning more and more how to discern, like, if it's my own ego, if it's a trickster spirit energy or something that's telling me something that it's really not. I'm learning that now. Like, spirit does not back it up, then I must be fucking tripping. I must be crazy or something, because that's not that. And I'd rather, like, spirit tell me, Chinoa, that wasn't right, than just allow me to just walk in dumbness. I hope this is helping somebody, because I feel like I know I'm not just talking just to be talking, but I hope this is helping someone, because my messages are, like, all over the place. But, when he sent you this emoji, what does that mean? You gotta discern it for yourself. I don't know what that means. Like, but yeah, no. Yeah, no. I've only had, with any other, like, I've only had one male guy, whatever, or I've had, like, weird back and forth shit with. But it's like, again, like, you guys, even with that, I don't know. But I'm just gonna say this, you guys. I want everybody to just be very discerning, because this is like 2020. Everybody say 2020 vision. There's nothing, there's nothing hidden from you. If you want to be blind and stuck in whatever, then that's up to you. And I'm also learning that we're all connected, but on what level are we connected? It's like you could be 2,000 miles away from me and I could connect with you. But that doesn't mean that you're my fucking soulmate or my fucking twin flame. Like, you could be a soul tribe member. You could have been a homie in a past life. You could have been my dad in a past life, my mom, like anything. So we're all connected. That's out of the way. But on what level are we connected? You have to tap into your higher self, get out of your ego, get out of your ego's desires, and tap into your higher self and the truth of what it's telling you, what your soul tribe, your spiritual guides that really love you, that have your best interests, divine source, to show you the truth about things. And if spirit shows you something, okay, trust it and just go along with it. Go with the path. But I'm telling y'all this, like, just telling you, you cannot force somebody to love you or want to be with you. That's never going to happen. Like, you can't do that. And if, you know, spells, I'm hearing all, like, and I've been there, I've done that. Like, I've tried to get some people, like, oh, I want to be with so-and-so. But spirit is, like, done things for me enough to be like, that you don't have to do that. Like, that's not for you. Like, spirit won't even allow shit to pop off because that's not path I'm supposed to be on. And deep down inside, I know that that's not the way I want to get love, is by tricking somebody into being with me. Like, I was wounded and I wanted to manifest people and like, oh, I want so and so to come back. Like, for what? Like, the motherfucker left for a reason. He wasn't for you. Like, leave him alone. Like, learn what you learned and let that motherfucker go. It's good. Attract somebody that's really for you. If you're gonna do a love spell, attract someone that's really meant for you. If you're guided to, like, oh, you know, I would like, and my thing used to be like, if it's meant to be or whatever, I would like to get to know this person. And even then, I don't know if that's right either. So I laid off of them. I only do what I'm led to do. You know, blockage removals, open my heart to receive love, whatever. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to do it. If it's meant to be, spirit is going to bring it because it's already ordained. It's already going to happen. Nobody can take what's yours. That's number one. If it's meant to be, it's going to be. You don't have to do that. Okay? You don't have to force someone. We're not in 12th grade anymore. We're not 10. We don't have to do things like, it's okay to desire people. Like, I've been there, done that. Like, you know, been there, done that. It's okay to desire people and want to be with them and all of that. But allow your higher self and your spiritual team to align that which is for you. And if it be that person, then it's going to happen. But you don't have to convince people like, oh, we're going to be together. And, you know, no, you don't have to do that. Because what is doesn't have to be explained. What is already so does not have to be explained. It's already felt. It's already known. It's already felt within the soul and the spirit on a soul level. You just know. Like I said, you just know. So, and of course, as a human being, you're going to have doubts. You're going to question things, and whether you are meant to have anybody. It doesn't even have to be a specific person. Some people question whether they're meant to be with someone. And some people might think, oh, it's so pathetic for people to worry about love. But that's because some people, I don't feel like they're not in touch with their soul or their heart. So, yeah, I need to have conversations more, but I like question myself because I'm like, nobody wants to hear what I got to say. And that's me beating myself up. But I feel like people that be like, oh, love is not important. Like, oh, people are just so... There's a difference between being codependent and like wanting to have someone or feel like you need to have someone versus genuinely wanting to share your energy with another person. And it's human nature even with friends and family, like that's human nature to want to be a part of a community. That's just, it is what it is. But I also feel like people that yearn deep soul connections is really because like that those are people that are in touch with God, in touch with themselves. It's not all about, because it's easy to go out and just hook up with somebody. Like it's easy to do that. It's easy to find somebody you're attracted to and like them on the surface level. Like, oh, she's cool and we could chill, we could smoke, blah blah. Like, yeah, for some people, like it used to be that for me. Like if you were just enough to entertain me and talk to and then that was it. But the more and more I healed and like really identified, like I wanted something deeper and this isn't enough for me, this isn't fulfilling, this is like a waste of my time, I don't want to do this anymore. I've been single for a minute for a reason. It's easy. Like I could easily probably go on some dating site or something and find some ninja that just wants to hit it. It's easy. Or somebody that probably really does like me and I don't really care for them, but if I wanted to, because I'm so like, oh, I'm desperate, I want to be with somebody, that could happen. But like, I'm patient, but I'm not patient. I'm patient, but I'm impatient. But no, like, I understand like this is where I need to be because I'm not completely healed yet. I still like if I got into like I'm just being honest with you guys, I'm being real, because maybe this will help someone. I don't know. I only share my shit because I feel like it's gonna help someone. If I were to be in a relationship with somebody right now, I probably wouldn't be ready because I still have certain trust issues with people. Like certain people freak out when they don't get a text back right away. I don't want to be like that. I want to be cool and secure and be like, okay, it is what it is. And even if somebody decides to, like, say, even if the person decides to cheat on you, that you will live. Like, you're not going to die if this person cheats on you. Like, okay, I found another fuck up. Okay, bye. Or whatever, however you handle it. I had to learn that. And I'm still learning that. Like, not to jump to conclusions and not to like, oh, you must not care because of this. And that's a borderline abandonment issues and codependency. This stuff does not happen overnight. This stuff stems from childhood, early on relationships. Like, I don't want to be a headache to somebody. I don't want to be a headache to another man. Like, I was probably a fucking headache to a couple of people. And I don't want to be that. And I don't want a headache either. I like to sleep peacefully at night, okay? I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to, I'd rather be dickless in Seattle or dickless in Phoenix than be fucking dickmatized and heartbroken in Phoenix. If that makes sense. So something is wrong with me. But no, for real. I'm serious. I don't want to be a headache to another person. And I don't want another headache. Like, I don't. No. So I'm patient. Whatever is supposed to happen, it will happen. Like, it is what it is. Like, okay? So, I'm just open to what Spirit has for me. Do I have desires? Do I have, you know, Spirit converses with me and lets me know insight and things and all of that? I don't like telling people my business. So I'll try to keep this a little bit closed, okay? But I'm just telling you guys this. Just the whole purpose of this energy is be in your heart. Because whether you resonate with the channel message where there's someone in your life that you're waiting for or you want to communicate with them, I've been having premonitions a lot lately about that. Like, I've been having that, but I'm not going to hang on to that hope. Like, oh, it's going to, like, not that I'm not going to hang on to the hope. Let me rephrase that. I'm not going to like stress myself over it. If it is so, if God in fact told me that this is what's going to happen, then I'm just going to let it go and I'm going to let it be. And I'm going to trust Spirit on it. For those of you that resonate with this, like, again, don't lose sleep over it. You're not going to die over this. I know some people like take these readings so seriously, and like they're popular readings. They're popular readings. Most of my readings are love related. How does this person feel? All of that. Those are very popular topics. Love is a beautiful energy. It is. With the exception of being in your codependent energies, it's not so beautiful. It can be a little borderline toxic, But being in your higher state, love is a beautiful thing. And obviously, like I said, those types of readings are very popular. But it can also be borderline obsessive. And I'm saying this not as a judgmental, but I'm saying this because of experience. Like, I used to watch readings all the time, trying to figure shit out, pulling cards on myself, driving myself crazy. It's okay to want clarity, but if you keep asking, like obsessing over something, it's not going to get you anywhere. So, be in your heart space, you guys. Like, you can never go wrong when you're walking in your true heart. Like, if you're in your true heart space and you're really coming from a place of self-love and compassion and that of others, you can't go wrong. Spirit, I'm going to say this again, like, whether you believe in God, you believe in the universe, Buddha, I just don't believe that God will ever just mislead you and tell you something, tell you that love is coming. It's us, like our human self, kind of steps in and tells us, oh, well, God said I have a divine counterpart. It must be, I don't know, who did we say earlier? Brandon? It must be Brandon. Or Michelle. It must be Michelle. Like, I'm going to be with that. But, like, if Spirit didn't really tell you that and it hasn't really been confirmed, then it's just your desire manifesting. Because Spirit don't lead people wrong. Like I said, there's people that have said, Spirit or God, whatever, God told me that was my husband. And the man said, I knew that was my wife, blah, 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 when I met them and they're together. It's never like, oh, God told me. Because sometimes it does happen. I've been tricked before, but that was because that was my own desire. Like, this was like a long last time ago. I was in this state of where I was trying to get over somebody, and my next victim was in my radar, and that desire sipped in, and all of a sudden God told me. No, bitch, God did not tell you that. That was your loneliness, your next victim that you had your eye on. So I had to just backtrack. Okay, just backtrack a little bit. No. Yeah. And then, I jumped the gun one time and I was like, I think I met the one. I went on my YouTube channel. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Went on my YouTube channel. Oh, I thought I met the one, because finally I like met a person that actually was a little more sensitive and a little more, open emotionally. But again, I was in my wounded energy. I was not healed. Like, that's not what that was. He was here to help me. He was here to help me, and I really jumped the gun. Like, no, that ended quickly before it even ended before it even started. But I'll let you guys know this. You guys will never know until, like, shit really is solidified. Like, I'll never let anybody know, like, oh, my divine. I'll never, ever let you guys know that. So I keep a lot of information to myself, and that's just for my personal purpose and reasons, and to protect my energy and whatever. Because if it's a sacred connection, a lot of people don't need to know about it. So I don't share it. Stuff like that. One time for the ancestors, because they was like, that was not me. It was me. Anybody that knows me, I'm not this outspoken, especially not my personal business. Like, I have to smoke for my ancestors, and I have to sip for my ancestors too. But, you guys will never know. I'll never tell nobody until it's solidified. That's one thing. So, I feel like that's a sign that you know. Because it's something sacred. You don't have to tell everybody about it. But, yeah. It's a crazy story. We'll see how it all plans out and unfolds. But yeah, I'm gonna cleanse the energy out too. If any of you guys have any questions of topics like this to talk about more of, like, I can go on for this. I have stories, you guys. I don't feel like Spirit's done with me sharing my stories because I feel like it really can help someone. I'm at a point now that I can laugh at that stuff. I used to be embarrassed. To be embarrassed, like, oh my god, I was so stupid. Oh, I'm so dumb. Why did I tell this person? And because, honey, if you only knew, like, I used to feel dumb, but what Spirit was doing, I was hella rough. If you guys knew, like, how I, like, in my woundedness, I'll be like, I was desperate, I was pathetic, but in actuality, I was wounded. But at the same time, these people helped me to open up, because one of my biggest child wounds, and I'm healing it even as we speak, was speaking up for myself as a child. I'm not going to say what family member, but this family member used to gaslight the shit out of me and my siblings. Like, we couldn't speak up for ourselves. We would get in trouble, or just all kind of like wounded stuff. And as I got older, I had to purge through that. I had to purge through those energies and heal and release that. So through these quote unquote connections with these men, I don't even say some of them was not even men, boys, fuck boys. That's neither here nor there. But even with that, I had to express myself, and I'm like, oh, I'm so stupid. But I had to be real with myself. That's really how I felt at the time. Like, if that's how I felt, there's nothing wrong with expressing how I felt. It was what I felt at the time. I had to share that. Like, I had to share those emotions. Like, I had to share those emotions. So I had to validate myself, not them validate me, not the other way around, because I was doing it hoping that they would feel something or it would make something happen. Even though it was my truth, like, that's really how I felt. I was learning that it's not about them, it's about me. I have to validate how I feel. This is how I feel at the moment. And express myself and let those energies out, let those feelings out. Because if I let them harbor, who knows what's going to happen. So that's why I can laugh and joke and say, like, oh, the girl that was, quote unquote obsessed with me, whatever. Or the guys that said, oh, they were in love with me, or I'm their twin flame and all this stuff. Like, I could joke around and be an asshole about it, but the truth is like, they have the right to feel what they feel and express themselves, because if they don't release that, how would they ever know what the real deal is or handle their emotions? However they feel is their issue. Like, that's their problem, right? But we all are entitled to feel what we feel, right? We have to express ourselves, and that's what I learned through this. Like, nothing is ever a waste of time. Like, I can go back and easily be like, oh, I wasted my time because I thought that was my twin. And a lot of time, I wasn't healing for me. I was healing because I wanted to be in union, and that goes against everything. Like, this is about, like, getting back in touch with your true self so that you could truly know who's connected to you, and that's like friendships too. I don't even want to call them friendships. Call them like soul tribe. That goes along with that too. Like, friendships fell off the more and more I went further into myself and the more I healed. I wasn't vibing with people anymore because I was connecting with people off trauma, like our trauma bonds, or our immaturity level. Like, where I was at 18 is nowhere where I'm at now, and some of those girls I can't even kick it with. Like, there's still love there, but I can never kick it with you because we're not on the same frequency anymore. Like, you out trying to find some ninjas, like, that's what your motivation is, and being seen with, on social media, trying to, be the next Black China, and that's not where I'm at. Like, that's not my energy. Maybe back then where I was 18, like, I wanted to be like this little video girl, Melissa Ford or some shit back then. I don't fucking know. That's not where I'm at anymore. So I can't vibe with you, those types of people. So it's not just about a connection with another man or another woman as a romantic person. It's also about getting in touch with you and your purpose, like what you came here to do, because you'll naturally gravitate to those people. The more and more you grow, And of course, there's people that will still stick with you on your journey if those people are meant to be there. But you probably will find like certain people don't even resonate. Certain things turn me off. Like certain things that I used to think was attractive about men, that shit turns me off because I've matured. Like that stuff is not interesting to me. Like what can you really provide other than some, and oh, you look good or something. It's cool. And even down to the mundane, like, oh, he's a nice guy, he has good conversation, and he has his own, his own house and a car and a job. Like that's not even enough. That's nothing at all. It's nothing. So, yeah, no, like, don't beat yourself up for what you've been through and your journey. Like, if you were a fuck boy, if you were a fuck girl, like, have compassion for yourself. Like, you had to go through what you went through. Like, I was a fuck girl, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little, yeah, I was a little fuck girl back in the day. Like, I didn't get to, like, it was kind of like a sheltered teen. I didn't really do too much as a teenager. Like, I might have hung out with some fast girls, but I was never allowed to go places alone with these fast girls after school and hook up with boys and stuff. I didn't get a chance to do that. I did make some mistakes as a teenager. I did do some stuff that I had no business doing as a teenager, but I didn't get to really experience everything that they got to experience. And when I got 18, I was wilding. I was doing the most at 18. I worked at a club when I was 18 with 21 and up people, and I was drinking and doing the most. Stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing at 18, I was doing. So I feel like you have to have compassion for yourself because we're not perfect. And this isn't about perfection in the eyes of human eyes and society and the ego's ideal of perfection. Perfection is how much do we love ourselves? How much do we believe and trust in ourselves? How much are we willing to go in and heal? That's what that is. It's not about, oh, how I look to society now. Like, and this false sense of spirituality, like some of y'all might be like, this bitch ain't spiritual because she ain't over here numb your whole rengekyo and all this shit. This bitch is wearing a wig and she ain't got an afro or dreads, and everybody has a perception of something. And that's where you guys are wrong. Like, you'll never know what spirituality is because you're too busy looking at shit on the surface, hence not coming from the soul, the heart. And I say that to say, it's not about look. It's not about a level of reaching something. That's also false. It's about being present with where you are, making peace with what was, being aware of what is now, and looking forward to what could be and what you would like to see. That's all you have. Like, that's all you have. Like, at the end of the day, that's all you have. Hope that makes sense. Yeah. It is. It is what it is. Like, I enjoy reading for people and stuff like that, but I feel like I should share my stories a little bit more. Not only is it therapeutic for me because even as I'm expressing and sharing myself, I'm also being more aware of what I'm healing. Like, it's weird. Like, as I'm in the present and talk about the past, I'm able to see how far I've actually grown and what I was learning, why I had to go through that, why I was growing, I should say, why I was growing through those circumstances, those situations, because it all makes sense, at least from this level and where I'm at in this space and time. But I actually don't have any regrets. I used to, I'm gonna be honest, like, oh, I must have did something wrong, or I must not have been this enough, or maybe if I would have did this differently, maybe that person would have, like, no, everything had to happen in the way that it happened. And I'm gonna be honest, even right now, the people that I thought I wanted back then, I don't even want them motherfuckers no more. So that tells you a lot. Like, and that's not to say that I don't have love for them and I don't wish them well, but it's not that deep. And that's how I know, like, okay, he was wilding. You can tell when something's real and something is true. Like, when you're more mature in your energy, like, you could tell. You could tell. It's a difference. And I feel like true love endures. That doesn't mean endures abuse, like, harsh stuff. Because again, I'm at this place where I believe like God is not going to send me somebody that will ever harm me or hurt me. And if I love a person enough, I wouldn't want to even do anything to hurt or spite them. So again, like you guys, you have to trust like God will never, whether, like I said, I don't know what you guys identify with. I'm not pushing a belief or anything on anybody, but universe, whatever, your ancestors, they will never bring somebody in your life to hurt you, harm you, beat you down. Like, that's how you know, test the spirit. That's what I said, because I was like questioning myself, like, oh, maybe this guy really was the one. And I thought about it, and I'm like, no. He whooped my ass a couple of times. Like, let's get real. Like, no, I've been there, done that. Like, no. I've been in some abusive relationships before, and I was like, oh, because no, it's not that, honey. Like, for real. Like, God will never, ever, 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 ever put me in a situation with somebody that was whooping my ass, that was cheating on me relentlessly and just didn't give a fuck. So I've been there and done that. Like, I'm not just saying, like, just examples. This really happened. And I believe the same for you guys. Like, if you really love yourself and you really trust that you're loved by something higher and something greater. What's up, sis? Um, Spirit will never do that to you. Spirit guide, like I said, your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guardians will never put you in a position to even say this is as good as you can get. That's what I mean. Like saying this guy or this woman is the one, this bitch is a whore cheating on you, fucking talking shit about you, like doesn't want the best for you, trying to stagnate you, stealing for like it goes like Jezebels and fuckboys alike, whatever. There's an archetype. Spirit will never put you and yoke you with something that's not for you, or someone that does not want to be with you and tell you this is your one, but this person doesn't want to be with you. That's a contradiction to what God said, right? So I believe that wholeheartedly, and I'm telling myself this because it's a new perspective. Like, I had to really think about it because I'm like, God must be really cruel. Like, the God of the abundance and blessings and love. I'm not talking about the biblical God, like, I'm going to send your ass to hell God. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a God that created you with a purpose. Whether it's a little seed in you, whether it's your higher self, or your ancestors that fought for you, like, fought for you and your lineage and your generation alike to have freedom, that whatever they did, cross the oceans for you, died for you. And I'm getting chills. Like, they would never like want that for you. Like, I feel like that. Like, some people, maybe that's a perspective you need to hear. Like, if this person is my one, they would never do that to me. God would never allow that. Like, if this is divine and true, a godly love, like, I'm not talking about a biblical love, like the Bible thumping. I'm not talking about that. A divine, pure source of love and energy would never do that to you. Never. And your guys will never be like, oh yeah, that's your one. Not the ones that love you, not the ones that died for you and your generation, that's guiding you to greatness, that's healed you in nights where you were by yourself. No, they would never. Never. So think again. I don't know where that's coming from. It's coming from somewhere divine, because I felt the chills in that one. They would never do that to you. Never. We choose by our own choices to grow through certain things, and when we feel like we're done, we leave it alone. We learn the lesson, we can move on. And even in that, you can't even beat yourself up about being and staying in a shitty relationship, because you had to grow through that. You had to know what it was like to be in a relationship with someone that didn't serve you. Maybe even to be that person that wasn't good for another person, so that you could get yourself together. Because I'll be honest, I wasn't a good girlfriend to somebody too. Like, I wasn't perfect. Like, there was ages I had no business being in a relationship. I was too immature, too young to be in a relationship. Didn't know nothing about myself to try to even play house with another person. So let alone, I can't put everything on another person because I'm not perfect. And that goes into the karmic partner stuff. Like, oh, this is karmic. And like, we're all karmic to somebody. or we were karmics to somebody. Like, we all, you know, we weren't the most perfect person. Doesn't mean that we're bad or we're evil. I do believe that there's archetypes of, you know, negative connections where you might be with someone that's a narcissist or a Jezebelic spirit or something. You know, I believe in that. But you can't beat one person down where you've been before. Like, I doubt everybody in here is a fucking saint. I'm just saying. Just saying. Just saying. But it's okay. We live and we learn and we grow from those things. But you gotta make peace with yourself. That's one other thing. Make peace with yourself. The more and more you clear and you purge out the things that are foreign in you, that don't belong to you, those energies that were programmed into you, the lies and the wounds and all that, because that's foreign energy. That's not who you are. When you purify all of that and cleanse that out into your wholeness of who you really are in here, with all that, out of that gunk that holds you back, the more clear you are about who you are, where you are, and where you want to go, and what you deserve. But when you're wounded, we accept and take any fucking thing because it fulfills us and it comforts the wounds. It makes sense because you've been hurt, so it makes sense to align with something that isn't really truly fulfilling or does not serve you, because it validates the lie, it validates the wound to keep it there. When you have something that is whole and true and loving, you don't know what to do with it because you're not healed. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah. I've talked my ass off, you guys. That was a lot. That was a lot of messages. So, yeah. That was a lot. If you guys have any questions, like, y'all don't mind me sharing anything, because like I said, I don't be just talking to be talking, because trust me, guys, I'm very private about certain things. I don't like to share my business like that. Like, I try to be careful of what I share as it is and stuff like that, because I don't know who watches my channel. That's personally in my life. Like, I don't, because, you know, my family wounds and stuff like that, I had to be respectful at the same time, because I don't know who's watching. But at the same time, I want to be honest and I want to help people. And plus, this is healing for me as I share it. But I want to help people. So, yeah. If you guys ever have questions about this type of topic, like divine connections, or not even just divine connection, because some people ask me to do more inner child healing stuff, because that's a lot of the root of our wounds. It doesn't just start as adults. A lot of our wounds start as a child, and they're the gateway to other, you know, experiences of those wounds being exposed and being exploited time and time again. So you have to be, and that's another thing. Healing does not happen overnight. It's a dedication process. It's a discipline process, I can't even talk. You know what I mean. You have to stay disciplined in your healing process, because these things have happened maybe time and time again. Maybe they started out really young, really early, and you carried it on as an adult. So they're there. So you got to like constantly, it's like, say you cut your arm. You cut your arm really deep, like where you can see the meat in your arm, right? It's kind of nasty. And it's like all this pus. I'm fucking with y'all. It's like very infected, right? You have to continue to like make sure it's clean, make sure you don't get any dirt in it. You gotta keep it bandaged up and wrap it and really take care of it and be patient with your healing process. So it's not an overnight thing. These wounds, especially those that cut really deep, it takes time. It doesn't just happen overnight. Like, it just doesn't just go away overnight. It takes time. It takes time. You have to be patient with yourself. Like, yeah, it hurts. And it hurts to even acknowledge, like, fuck, I got this big ass scar on my arm. I don't want to deal with this shit. So to acknowledge, like, yeah, I have abandonment issues. Yeah, I have trust issues. Whatever. It's not easy to want to deal with it. But if you want to heal and you want to be better, then you have to take care of it. And you got to stay consistent sometimes until it doesn't bother you anymore, until it doesn't ache anymore, until it's no longer visible, till it's not, it hurts, the wound is not there, it doesn't trigger you anymore. That's how you know it's gone, because it doesn't bother you anymore. So, yeah. I hope that helps somebody. I hope this message of whatever you took out of this, if you sat through this shit, like, I don't know how long. It says 80 minutes, but, you know, calculate that. It's probably a couple hours or so. Whoever sat through all this shit, God bless you. Like, literally, I hope that God blesses you with a gem of something, or helps you, like, awaken something. Even if it triggers you, like, fuck this bitch, how's she gonna tell? Even if it, you know, do that, and it triggers something within you to, like, go within, like, why am I triggered by what she said? And it leads you down a rabbit hole of healing. That's beautiful. It's wonderful. But if it's still fuck you, bitch, well, thank you for joining my channel. I only share what I'm guided to share. I'm not trying to be like other channels. I just do what I'm led to do. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Enjoy your night, or your morning, or your day, whatever. Wherever you guys are in the world, whenever you're watching this. You can watch this a year from now, 2 years from now, a week from now, doesn't matter. I hope that this reading, or channel message, verse, and whatever we call in this right here, helps you. So, much love. And I wanted to say one other thing. I'm sorry. You guys don't want to see me go, do you, huh? Just playing. You're probably like, hurry, get your ass off of here. Let me just click out. Another thing I wanted to say too is, you guys might feel like this is corny, but I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna keep it sacred because I want my divine masculine to have this one day, okay? I write in a journal. It probably would help some of you if you guys ever, like, struggle with feeling lonely, or you just need to express yourself, even if it's anger towards someone, or if you don't have a face to the person, it's just an essence and energy, and like whatever you want to express your love, I highly suggest you guys do that. Like, this book it's a journal that I write to my, you know, I write in here, like everything is in here. Poems, prayers to them, anything, like whatever, it's in this book. You could do this if you're like your divine masculine and like your divine feminine, right? If you do, you know, that's cool, it's beautiful. Do that. It's very healing, and it's very, like, I don't know how to explain it. And plus, it's probably gonna be like a beautiful gift one day. I mean, I can assume that someone's gonna have this one day. I don't know. Who knows? But I trust the spirit didn't lead me to make this for nothing, because I thought this was kind of corny a little bit. Like, it's kind of corny. But then I was like, no, it's actually pretty sweet, and who knows who this is gonna bless one day. But another thing that I was gonna say too, also, and it slipped my mind. It was something I was gonna say. I think it was about journaling. If it's not about journaling, then maybe it was you're welcome. I think it might have been prayer. Like, yeah, send energy healing, because I might sound crazy, you guys. I might sound crazy. But I know that I'm just like, I don't think I'm crazy, because I can feel because I'm an empath. Even if you don't know who your person is, or it could be like a family member from miles away, it could be a friend from miles away, or you haven't talked to them in 2 Sundays, whatever. If you sense something, like with your soul tribe people, and I'm not just talking about divine counterparts, but your soul tribe, and you can sense and feel when they're going through something, then send them love. Like, we all need it right now, because there's a lot of clearing and purging right now. A lot of people are in their own space, and if you feel lonely, or people feel lonely, like, it's very easy to get discouraged in this period. Like, I'm gonna be honest, if I didn't have any spiritual sisters, and I say this all the time because I'm grateful for them, if I didn't have that, I would feel fucking lonely because I don't really, people that I live with aren't like into spiritual things, and they might not understand what I'm dealing with, what I'm going through, and it can feel lonely. But also at the same time, like, don't forget to use your divine source as well. You got to be connected with the higher source and your power, your divine source in yourself. But to have that human connection and support spiritually is everything. And if you can't get it, you could probably find somebody online, like, YouTube or something to help you, or write. But I was saying before I got tripped up is that I might sound a little weird, but I could sense whoever my divine counterpart is. I'm gonna pretend stupid and play dumb for a second. I send them love, okay? So when I like pick up certain energies, I don't know. Like, that's how I know. Like, back then I was not on this. Like, I was selfish. It was all about what I wanted. It was not about us. It wasn't about a true connection. Friendships back then, like, yeah, I might have wished them well, drive safe, bitch, that, oh, I'll hit you up, I'll see you, but it was never like I prayed for them and send them love and healing and energy like I do now with my sisters. Like, that's how I know these people are part of my soul tribe. And I'm aware now. I can sense, I can use my gifts, I can heal people, and I'm even being more in tune with helping the collective when I can, like trying to, not even trying, but stepping into my healing abilities to help the collective when I can, and, pray for them or send them healing, energy healings, or do, the singing bowl to send out intentions to people. But yeah, and you open up as we as women can feel that in some men too. Um, Thank you. I appreciate it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I send healing energy to the collective now, because that's another thing why it's beautiful to heal, because you'll start opening up your gifts. Like, I didn't know that I had the ability to do that. Like, and sometimes I'm like, this is just a fucking bowl. Like, this ain't helping nobody. And people be like, I felt it. It helped me, and it has helped me before too. Like, it helps me to purge and release. But I feel like it's the intention and the energies and the vibrations and stuff. But send your counterparts love, like, if you're in that space. That's why I be looking at some of these heifers that be commenting like, oh, fuck him, and oh, I'm about to go do something else. Like, it's like, whatever. And if that's the case, then maybe you need more healing, more time. But that shit turns, like, I be wanting to delete comments like that, and I have deleted comments like that. It's nothing but projection away from you, because that's obviously showing you that you have not yet healed yet, if you're doing that, and you don't really love that person if you're on that bullshit. And sometimes, yeah, you can get mad and be like, oh, fuck this, or I don't want to deal with this person, or I don't want love, fuck love. I mean, that's normal. But send your person love, because everybody's going through it, you guys. Like, trust and believe. Like, everybody's going through their own thing. The energies are crazy. You might feel sick. Some of you might have waves of energy. Always clear your energy off too. And I know they have these viruses that they're like trying to like put fear into everybody and stuff like that. But still protect your energy. Also, yeah, protect your energy first and foremost. You can't be super saver ho to everybody if you can't even save yourself. So make sure that you're good. And it's not an easy task. Trust me, it's not. Um, and dealing with spiritual attacks, that's a whole nother thing as well, because certain things will try to throw you off of your path, but you can't allow that to happen. And spirit and your spiritual team won't even allow it to happen. But send loving energy out to each other, because people need it. It's not an easy energy. It's like a lot of heavy energies, and it's really because the vibration in the planet is the energy is shifting. So certain energies or entities try to keep the energy dense and try to keep people in sadness and depressive energy and fear. Like whatever lower vibrations they can keep us in, they're gonna try everything that they can to do it. Try to break the heart chakra, like break the heart down, but really it's helping to expand it and to grow it. So, you know, nothing that the enemy does is ever gonna prosper because it's always gonna have a opposite effect. So even if you don't believe in that, if you believe in all these little angels and these fairies, you better believe there's some other shit too working at the same time. It is what it is, but you can't be fearful of it. They feed off fear. Feed off of your fear. They feed off of other people's fear, but you cannot be in that energy. Um, yeah. I feel like I talked everybody's ears off to death tonight, so I'll stop. But anyway, much love to you guys. I appreciate you. I'm really about to head off, and I'm probably going to go to bed. I'm tired. But much love to you guys. I appreciate you. And if I get any more little channelings, any little tangents like this, I will follow divine order and divine instructions and share what I got. So, yeah, much love. Peace.